Collective, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. First of all, I want to say thank you for everyone who supports the channel in whatever way you support it. Liking, sharing, subscribing, donating, just being here. It all helps. Even the haters. Not that anybody hates me. I'm getting like Maury or whatever. Or Montel. The lie detector test says that was a lie. Okay. So we're going to read for Virgo energy. So something in Virgo season, someone with strong Virgo placements, you or your person, someone who is in the Hermit energy of the major arcana, and or the Magician, right? So these are Virgo. Okay. Somebody's bringing in a gift with the sword, Knight of Swords with the masculine. So we'll read for the masculine, we'll read for the feminine, and we'll see what Virgo or how Virgo is influencing this connection. And I don't know why I was listening to a reading myself earlier, and someone could be from the South, but I was listening to a reading and they were like, oh, someone's bringing you a very special gift. And immediately I thought, it's my dick in a box. So I don't know. Is Justin Timberlake, is he Aquarius? And then is it the Lonely Island Boys? Lonely Island, the Tower. Yeah. And the Hermit. All right. Somebody's very much in Virgo energy in the Hermit aspect. Somebody's coming out of that. Could be a water sign or someone with strong water placements in the masculine end, because we've got the Knight of Cups coming in to offer not just something stable, secure, healing, balanced. And it is coming out of the blue. And I feel like it was right there all along. I was looking for my chapstick. Traffic, looking for my chapstick. This person could be looking like it's like when you're looking for something, your glasses on top of your head, your phone, and I was actually looking for my phone and it was right there. Looking for my chapstick. It was in the pocket, and I, of course, as I do, thought of Bilbo. Oh wait, it's here in my pocket. It's like right here, all along. The thing you've been looking for is right there. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is also about realizing your own self-worth. So the masculine may have been in hermit mode, and they're looking in the opposite direction of this Knight of Cups. They're like, where's that thing? Where's that thing? And it's like, it's right here. Whatever you think you're missing or you're looking for over here, it's right. It's over here. So this masculine's like, but they had to realize that they are actually worthy of the thing that they're looking for. You can look all you want, but if you don't believe that you are worthy of the thing you're looking for, then and in that metaphorical sense, it's like I was looking for my chapstick. I was looking for my I mentioned looking for glasses. I wasn't looking for my glasses, but well, I kind of was. I was like, oh, where are my glasses? But I remembered where I had put them, so I wasn't like looking for them aimlessly. Like they didn't feel lost. And that's the thing. It's like also, I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. While this person is in traffic, while they're doing everything in everyday life, they are thinking about you. They carry you with them constantly. They may have some sort of little trinket or token or something that they carry that reminds them of you. Could be like a lock of hair. Could be a coin. Could be some sort of souvenir. They could see your name everywhere. They could hear songs, because when you're in traffic, you're usually listening to music. They could hear that and think about it. Cameron Diaz also, she is a Virgo, and I don't know what Toni Collette is, but the movie, not My Sister's Keeper, although Cameron Diaz is in My Sister's Keeper, so there could be a sister involved here, but, or like a sibling, a close relationship sibling, same-sex sibling, possibly, but I do feel like there is something important about a sister, and In Her Shoes, the movie In Her Shoes, something about shoes. Somebody could be shoe shopping, Um, or it is sort of like, they're handing down this generation in her shoes. They're handing down this kind of generational disruption. And these sisters are like, it's together, they're sort of breaking this family curse. So there could be something about that. You could have a Virgo sibling. Hey, nah, thanks. You saved us all. That's a big stretch for a little girl. Gemini coming in here. This is something about Gemini lovers. Gemini season could be important. Okay. So the interesting thing is, because in her shoes, she reads a poem. I carry your heart, I carry it in my heart. I think it's by Emily Dickinson, but I'm not sure. I believe it's by a female poet, but she's comparing things from like lost door keys and like just random things around the house. Now, the thing about personally looking for those things, and in comparison or in relation to metaphorically what I was saying about you must feel worthy of this love, the thing you're looking for, it's like I was thinking, oh, you have to feel worthy of your cell phone, you have to feel worthy of your keys or your chapstick or whatever, your glasses. But it's like through affirmations, I already knew I had these things. Like I knew I could visualize it because I'm wearing my glasses. I've put the chapstick on. I've looked at my phone. I carry it around with me all the time. It's right in front of me right now. So that is how we look at love, right? When we're trying to manifest anything we're trying to manifest, we look at it as if we've already have it. So we know it's around. We know it's here because we already have it. It's not really lost. And you could be friends because in the poem, she's reading it to a gentleman on bed rest in an elderly care facility. And somebody could do that. They could be in some sort of like hospice, assisted living, or there could be some sort of elder around you that is influencing this connection, kind of shining and smiling down upon it. And he kind of encourages her to look for the love within herself because she's dyslexic, and he encourages her to read, and so there's some sort of like mentor here that could be playing a role. Could be that sibling, could be something like that. You know how this stuff fits. But he's asking her, like, who is it? Is it a lover? Is it and she said, no, it's a friend. And that just made me really, it was very touching to just say that. Giveaway dance, 6 of Pentacles, was just slipped off the top of that deck there. So this is reciprocal energy with the Pentacles. This is giving and receiving. It's having more than enough to share. It's working with the community, possibly. Giveaway dance. And there's something about like hand-me-downs, or maybe you're like donating your time, donating your services, your money. Maybe you've always kind of been like a giver, but you've just never been with somebody who was also going to give you a pentacle. Or maybe somebody always they spoke a different love language. They gave gifts, but really you wanted quality time, right? Because the cup there, cups are about feelings. So I feel like that's more quality time. There's a depth there. That's not, like you see people at dinner and they're all on their phones, or people out in public and they're all on their phones. It's like, that's not quality time. You can be around people all the time. You could be around them 24/7 and never feel connected to them. And then there are those types of friends or siblings or lovers that, so there could be distance here, but it's like the connection that you make. You may only talk for, a little bit of time a day, because you have different schedules. You could be in different parts of the world. One of you could be really busy because you're working on your pentacles. You're working on your financial success and stability. And so, but the time that you do spend, if you talk for 1 minute a day, it is the most important, valuable, meaningful minute of your whole day. We have the Tower here. Hi, babies. The Tower here. Something is about to knock you off your balance, and it's going to give you the opportunity to either jump or clutch to old things. All right, we've got a Libra right here. So Libra and Scorpio, someone could be a cusper. I'm getting Jeff Goldblum. And like him, that very, very popular gif from Jurassic Park. Well, there it is. You know? And he's a scientist, right? Chaos theory. The scientist of the of tarot is the magician. We have the Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. Could be a Taurus involved here. Someone who's very spiritually aligned. Somebody who wants a traditional union. What is going on? Someone could be breaking traditions. Okay, so the Seven of Swords came out in reverse, or flipped over. And I will have to pause this, by the way. And I just passed 11:11. I'm not sure what I said, but something at 11:11 could have been very important to somebody. Could be some sort of confirmation. But the Seven of Swords is somebody who's maybe eating their words. I'm getting biting their tongue, actually. Somebody's been holding back. And the thing that they want to say is right. Knight of Wands. They want to come in with this Wands energy, but they're not. The Sun. Yeah, they want to bring clarity to something, but they're not. They're on their back with their feet up in the air, like doing inversions. Ooh, Two of Cups. That slammed out. Does anybody remember Pogs? The slammers? Those big... I love those. And that does give me like the pentacle. And the slammer is like... That's the one that comes in and like shakes everything up. So this, whatever this message is, this clarity, it's going to shake everything up, just like the Tower does. This confession or profession of love is going to be... and I don't really like the word confession associated with love because like you shouldn't have to confess. Confess is something that's like guilt, brings guilt or shame. So, but there could be some sort of perceived shame or guilt or taboo element to this connection where somebody feels like saying this could, like it could be bad, you know, like maybe it's a little bit wrong or maybe it's a little bit, I don't know. There's a reason they've been holding back. Oh, we got the Tower and the King of Swords again. King of Swords coming in for the High Priestess. This High Priestess has been burned many times. Literally, this card has been burned by me. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy. But this is someone who's kind of mysterious. So with that Seven of Swords and this mysterious High Priestess, I feel like the masculine is looking at this feminine like, I'm not sure. They're not sure about something. Maybe they're not sure how this feminine is going to receive this message. They're not sure. If maybe they have sent a message and they're not sure if the feminine has read it or received it. Maybe somebody has an Android. And you can't tell, like, if somebody read the message. With the King of Swords, he's looking at this High Priestess. He knows what he wants to say. The King of Swords is very discerning and decisive about what they're going to say. They've thought it through. Their words are very clear. They're a direct communicator. That could kind of be it as well. Maybe the way that they've said something was not very soft because the King of Swords can be kind of sharp-tongued. But we do have the Tower here. And I'm getting from Pride and Prejudice where he's like, I love you most ardently. And she's like, what? Like this may be totally shocking to this feminine. Like, I thought you hated me. Or like, I never would have thought that you actually were secretly over here harboring all of these deep emotions. But it's going to shake some shit up because we've got the Tower coming out twice, Scorpionic energy. So they're going for it. The Two of Wands is like, I want to create together. I want to create. Yay. Seven of Swords again. Somebody is like, with that Two of Wands, it's whether or not somebody's locked into a choice. Could be between a past cycle. Two of Wands is usually about its action. So it's like, am I going to go forward or am I going to stay right here? Seven of Swords is like, I could stay right here, but basically if I am, I'm going to keep swallowing swords over and over and over. And it's hurting. Somebody's throat chakra, the mercurial energy, the alchemist, the one who affirms and creates from the throat chakra, right? That is Virgo, Gemini, and Taurus energy, which we've had all three of those energies come out. So somebody is like, I want to create, but I am terrified to say this thing out loud, because if I say it out loud, that means I have to say, by saying it out loud, that means that I want it. And if I want it, you can't create, or you can't attract from a place of want or need. You attract from a place of conviction. I am these things. I am deserving of this love. This person is my person. And if you, Four of Cups, and if you've been, and then we have the Ten of Cups, which is the most love that you can give to somebody else. This person loves you more than anybody, and I'm getting anything they've ever loved in their life. And so it's like, by saying anything, it's like this person might, choking. They may say, I love you to like a lot of things. Oh, I love food. I love this show. I love my pillow. I love my dog. Like you better love your dogs. I love lamp. I'm looking at a lamp. It's like, I love lamp. Are you just picking things around the room and saying you love them? You know, it's like, I love lamp. There is kind of like this, I don't want to say frivolity maybe, about this person. Like they have a lot of love to give, and maybe they sort of, they could be someone who says love ya or whatever. Like the way that they say that they love this person, it means something totally different. And if they've said I love you to lovers in the past, they've never said and meant I love you in this way before, because it's just like, and maybe they even said I love you to other people almost out of obligation. Like this love, this I love you statement is going to come off the cuff, because happy family, Ten of Cups, is like, it's the most love you can feel for anybody else. Warrior of Pipes. Someone could have a good voice. Someone may like to sing. But this is the Knight of Wands. So that's the second Knight of Wands we've had. Somebody is like coming in very quickly. I'm getting accordions. Accordions could be a sign or synchronicity for somebody here. Okay, but we've got, we have the Warrior of Pipes, and it's interesting because that is the king, or the Knight of Wands. Someone could have strong fire placements in their chart, but that's a lot of passion, a lot of heat. The King of Wands goes after what he wants. The pipe, though, is broken in half here, and they're carrying a hatchet, which in this deck is the swords. So this is like the Knight of Swords again. So it is communication about this passion, but there's a reason that their pipe is broken. Why are they because they're not coming in with heat or passion alone. They're coming in with communication. And then the Sand Painter is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is somebody who's learned, and this is like the alchemist here, someone who has learned how to triangulate their own shadows. That's interesting. It's like, with that broken pipe, it's like, again, they might have a good, I was going to say they have a good voice, right? Or I did say they may have a good voice because the pipes, like, But again, with the I love you, this person may have kind of been a very smooth talker in the past. And so it's kind of unusual for them that they don't know how to speak to this feminine, because they've never had an issue with that before. And so coming in with this, they're coming out of hermit mode, right? They're coming out of hermit mode as the King of Wands and the King of Swords to offer the Two of Cups, all right? Excuse me, and the Ten of Cups. Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. They want to collaborate. And the Sun, you make this person, feminines, you make this masculine happier than they've ever been before. And masculines, this feminine, I mean, look, they're both kind of like, they are the dancers, right? And we had the giveaway dance. There could be some sort of dance, some sort of, which in Pride and Prejudice, there is that ball. And he doesn't know how to, even though he's probably the most eligible bachelor in the room, he doesn't know how to even converse. And he's kind of a dick, you know? He's kind of rude and has an arrogance about him. Basically says Keira Knightley's not pretty, which the Tower, like, let's be real. There's that interview where she talks about the Fool. Yeah. Nine of Pentacles. Somebody's coming out of their own independent, solitary stability, realizing I'm actually not as stable as I thought I was. I was just going through the motions. And now I want to dance. So they were like, their life was very choreographed, right? They could have been in like the humdrum of doing the same thing over and over and over. And thought, this is stability. This is my life. This is it. Till the end. This is it. And then for whatever reason, I was thinking P.S. I Love You. And then there's the song Love You to the End by the Pogues. That could be Pogue. Freaking Pogue. Someone could be a gamer. Yeah, I know people that game, and that's like, Pogue is like a newbie. So that is like a page. Somebody that's just sort of like doesn't know what they're doing. Four of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Devil, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Wands. All right. Yeah, in that interview, Keira Knightley's talking about how she's being interviewed, or she's auditioning or whatever. Like, she's being considered for the role of Elizabeth, and they're like, the director says, you know, oh no, she's too pretty for the role. Because I guess in the book, I don't know. I don't do that. I don't do that reading nonsense. But I guess in the book, she's described as not being that pretty or something. Not as handsome as her sister Jane, apparently. And they're like, oh no, she's too pretty for that. And then Keira Knightley says, like, she goes to see him, the director in person. He's like, oh no, you're fine. So it's kind of like, so it's just kind of this ridiculous, I think it's ridiculous as like an outsider watching people like describe, you know, Keira Knightley as not being handsome or whatever. But, you know, to each their own. So, I don't know. Maybe somebody's type could be off here. Something with Natalie Portman. Because they played the dual role in the Star Wars. But they play the Empress. Isn't that... I haven't seen those. But isn't Natalie Portman the Empress? Isn't that her name? Because we have the Queen of Wands. Like, this is a very attractive feminine. This masculine, maybe this feminine doesn't consider themselves to be that attractive, or maybe they just have dealt with people who, like, wasn't their type. You know, that they were not the masculine's type, really. Maybe they always just felt, like, insecure. And it's crazy, like, the most physically beautiful people, the beautiful people, Marilyn Manson, which is like Marilyn Monroe, right? Marilyn Monroe. Somebody thinks like she was notoriously like the most beautiful woman alive in her time or whatever. You know, she was like the epitome of femininity and just beautiful. So maybe something about a white dress, red lips, very like sultry eyes. This person just finds you to be feminines, finds you to be so beautiful and everything, and you're just kind of like, maybe. And yeah, maybe they kind of downplayed that, because in Pride and Prejudice, he's like, not so handsome to tempt me, you know, and she overhears him like, oh, and it does hit her pride, like, dang. I mean, you don't have to think that I'm like, you don't have to approach me, but damn, you really have to say that. So maybe this masculine to save face in front of somebody else, or like there was a moment where maybe they didn't speak that highly of the feminine, but secretly they were like, oh my God, I love you most ardently. Like underneath all of that, there's some sort of face, there's saving face, there's some sort of pretense. And they could be taken as kind of being pretentious or arrogant. The Wheel of Fortune is all about divine timing. The well, there is such a deep well here, and we have the seahorses there, which is Neptune. So check your Neptune placement. It's also Pisces. Yeah, and then we have the star here, and I've never noticed that there's a little circle in the star with like the, and there's a little moon in there. So that tells me like not something about the moon. Somebody was denying their heart possibly, and there's just a lack of clarity. Don't go there. And this, it's within the star, which is healing. Like it's at the center of the star. The center of us as star seeds is our heart chakra. And the moon is in this little circle, but there's no sun. And there's just a right through it. Who goes there? So that is very much like this Pisces energy of the high priestess crossing out her heart saying, no, don't go there. No. This feminine really needs clarity, which is why the King of Swords is here, because he's here to bring clarity. Fortunately, we have the Ten of Cups twice. Four of Cups. I'm done giving to any other energies. And that could be why that wand was broken. And he's coming in with communication about that. I'm done with the wands. I'm here for communication. I'm here to tell you the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God, this masculine saying prayers. One moment. Okay, and that sounded, when I just said that, sounded like, hey baby, the Mothman prophecies, where she goes, wake up number 37. Yeah, wake up number 37. Laura Linney. I don't know what her sign is, but maybe, well, we've had LL, Laura Linney, and then Marilyn Manson. It's LM, ML. That's Scorpio, Virgo, Libra. Or those letters could be important to you. LMNOP, the alphabet. Spelling bee, bees, bumblebees, honeybees could be important here. Yellow and black, black and yellow, black and yellow. Stripes. King of Pentacles. This is a masculine coming in with that. Not just a Page of Pentacles, not just the Ace of Pentacles. This is someone who invests for life. For life. For 10 of Cups, which gives me the 10 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. This masculine wants to bring the feminine out of the cold because they have left this feminine out in the cold. Metaphorically speaking, they have said nothing to illuminate their behavior. And I think they've been kind of, there's something cold. The King of Swords can be kind of cold, right? The King of Pentacles is more grounded, more nurturing. Comes in with healing. Where the King of Swords can be a little cutting, a little sharp. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel, and then the Three of Swords. There's a lot of sorrow and suffering and sadness and mourning on the feminine side. And if you are with the Queen of Pentacles, that is Virgo energy, confirming on the masculine side. So yeah, there could be something about the feminine not feeling good enough for the masculine. You know, your inferior birth, your family. There's something like, there are a lot of things about the feminine side where it's like they feel like the masculine, and that might take them aback. Like, oh my gosh, this masculine is interested in me. Like, I didn't even think that we were on the same level status wise. And it could be related to money, finances. But just something about this feminine does not feel really stable. They could just not feel stable because they don't have their masculine. Because if you're in a twin flame journey, you know, you will feel moments of instability. You will feel moments of lack. And sometimes you don't even really understand where it's coming from, but it's because your person is working through something on their end, and just energetically you feel the pull away from the connection. So it's like you kind of have to like, I'm seeing like two people in the 5D holding hands, and then there's a pull, right, coming up, or some sort of like obstacle that they have to part their hands and go around it. And then they do come back together, but this feels like you've been in this moment where you're like, going your own separate ways to come back. Which gives me like a yoni, or like a diamond shape. And the diamond shape is earth. It's pentacles in cartomancy. So there's this period of gaining individual stability. All the while the masculine's over here with these great ideas and like looking at the feminine like they're beautiful, they're nurturing. I mean, look at these figures. This is how they view the feminine. You are everything. You're fire and earth. You're so grounding, but there's a lot of passion. You're not boring, and you're not just all hate and chemistry. You've got it all. We're compatible, and because I think this masculine probably just dealt with chemistry. That's why they put the wand down. They've only really relied upon chemistry, and so this feminine, and I'm getting happy, thank you, more please. And I believe she's a Taurus, and I just, did I look up his sign? I don't know if I looked up his sign. I don't even know the actor's name, but happy, thank you, more please. And he's kind of this nerdy, you know, not like, she goes for the bad boys who are like obviously hot and like sexy and all this stuff on the outside, and they're like a mess. And there's no compatibility because what she wants is something more stable and long term. And she wants to make love, but she settles for just whatever they'll take from her, really. I was going to say what they give to her, but they just give her magic in a box. Like, that's the only thing that they bring to her. It's like, yay, here's your surprise. Here's your gift. It's like, is that really a gift? Like, I don't care how amazing it might look or be. That's it? Where's the substance? And so it's like this masculine is truly bringing in the gift of love. Because, you know, she's there's a conversation with this guy in Happy Thank You More Please where he's like, I know that I am good for you. So this could be flipped, like the masculine might not have felt like they were attractive enough for this feminine because they're seeing them as the Queen of Wands and this beautiful, nurturing, like her décolletage, right? This whole area right here is like beautiful. They love her neck, her shoulders, her bosom. Like she just like exudes this extreme femininity. And I think maybe this could be a dual aspect where you're both mirroring each other in that you do not feel very physically, financially stable, beautiful, whatever it is. There's a lot of perceived lack on both sides. I'm getting ringing in my left ear. But he says to her, you know, I know that I would be good for you. I know that you will grow to love me. And he tells her to close her eyes. So there's something about dreaming. When you dream about each other, when you dream about your person, you may never see their face, but the feeling has always been there. And it's like when you're around this person, for whatever reason, you close your eyes and you can hear and feel and see them. And you're like, oh, that's them. And then when you open your eyes, they are the most attractive, physically attractive person. So they may look different than what you've ever been with before because of this. Because they're not supposed to look like the things that only spark chemistry. Those are things that are accessing your shadows. Those are things that are only getting that part of you. This person wants all of you, and not to consume it, but to mirror it back so they can show you how incredible you are. They want to be this point of reference for you anytime that you feel lack, anytime that you're doubting yourself. They want to be there to say, I know you better than anybody. Probably better than you know yourself. Obviously, because I know you and I know how freaking amazing you are and you're doubting that. So let me show you. Let me show you. Let me just be a mirror for you to go, oh, I am. It's like the true mirror, right? We look in mirrors all the time that show us in reverse, which is why there's this like disconnect with how we actually even look, because we rarely ever see ourselves as we are. But other people, the way that they see us on our truest reflection. This person sees your truth and they want to mirror that back to you so that you can go, wow, that's what I look like. And this isn't just about aesthetics, but somebody could have been raised by a vain parent or someone who was just gave them, or like society and people around them, past lovers, they maybe just gave them feedback or like adored them just for their physical appearance or for their money, and they just never dug beyond that. They had no desire to dip into this well. There's actually a great fortune much deeper than the surface, and it's down in the water. So the water placements really hold the key. The connection really holds the key to this union. The devil. Yeah, there's just been a lot of like superficial attachments, cycles of giving to shadows, feeding your shadows. All right, we'll pull the Sun and the Nine of Cups. So this is wish fulfillment. Finally, you guys are on the same page. This is the happiest card in the deck. Look how excited both of them are. They're like, oh, looking at the sun, looking at this genie, which is like, with the third eye there, and the indigo, the purple and blue is the third eye. So that's Pisces energy. And then this is like Leo energy here. This is the heart. This is the third eye. You truly see each other because you feel each other in the heart, because you have this moment. What brings this moment in? Maiden of Shields, Page of Pentacles. Because you're compatible, you're at your core, you're made up of the same pieces. Leave it. Leave it. Go self-soothe for a second, please. And the Deer, Gemini energy. This is the most pitiful girl in the whole world. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups, because you chose yourself. Because you chose yourself over wands. Broken ass wands, right? It's like Ron Weasley when his wand is broken and everything he tries to do, everything he points his wand at, every time he tries to create and alchemize, it comes back to him and he's like spitting slugs. You know, it's just like it made him sick. Literally, he was getting sick. And it's like when you lay that wand down, and when he does lay that wand down in the Chamber of Secrets, and that, I don't know what his name is, but that stupid ass professor who's there, who's like, with the books and everything, he picks it up and tries to cast a spell. It's like there could have been some peripheral entity or character in your storyline that was stopping you, inhibiting you from creating. And it's like once you lay the wand down, once you lay that cycle down of only looking at chemistry and only looking at that initial, this is what I want because that's what I was taught to want, for better or for worse, from my parents, from my upbringing, from society, whatever, my shadows. Once you lay that down, it's like he represents like the devil, the shadows. He represents the haters, the peripheral characters, that karmic attempts at interference. And it goes back to him. So this is like a return to sender. So there's a need to maybe cleanse your space, cleanse your aura, and return all to sender. Return to sender. You're not wishing any ill will on anybody. You're just sending back whatever is sent to you to everyone else that sent it to you. Now that also, when you return to sender, you're also returning blessings to the people who have blessed you. So it's not just a, not today, Satan. It's a, you know what? May everybody receive exactly what they deserve. Okay? And then karma sorts it out. The universe, God, the divine, that sorts it out. That balance is beyond us. So if you've been feeling like you've been trying to create and you've been getting sick, you could be getting physically sick, you could just feel out of balance, you feel kind of mentally disrupted, foggy, you could be getting some physical symptoms, eyes twitching, heart palpitations, headaches, fatigue, general static and fuzziness, things that are not allowing you to create. Sore throats, right? Because the mercurial magician is the throat chakra. And so if you're trying to alchemize from this place of lack, from this broken wand, it's gonna come back to you, right? Because that's what karma does. It keeps things in balance. And so this is your call to put down that wand. All right, return all to sender and only keep what is yours. Only keep what is yours. And in order to keep what is yours, you have to know what is yours, which is the hermit. That's the self-analysis, the self-inventory. What is mine? What of all this is mine? What of these shadows are mine? If they are not mine, I may release them. May they return home, right? May they be free. What is mine, I will transmute. You cannot transmute for other people. You cannot do the work for other people. They have to do that. So you make sure that what you have within you, what you're dealing with, is yours to deal with, and you transmute it. All right, and you can use the elements, just like the magician does, the divine alchemist uses the elements. You can use your words, all right, affirmations, spell casting, and you make sure that you only spell cast for yourself. You're not spell casting for anybody else. Yeah. I'll put some more. Maiden of Pipes. So I think this is really hitting for the feminine here, because it's someone who's realizing their worth and who's learning how to alchemize from their own Ace of Wands. And they're looking at themselves. This is a feminine who's really mirroring themselves. This could also be, again, like the sisters. Something about the sisters. This person could be your sister sign, right? There could be same sex here, same gender. But this is more about what is this more about from the feminine? Oh, I went to pull 1 and 3 came out. Yeah, dealing with a low self-worth, finding balance, dancing within the fire, like using fire to alchemize potentially, because if you wield fire to alchemize in a divine way, the devil's like, can't compete with that. If you give the power of fire to the devil, like hell is all fire is hell's, you're giving all that power to the devil. So this is an empowering thing. So this is, I feel like, a feminine looking at themselves as they actually are, realizing that they are not just worthy and valuable for life, love, whatever, but to create, which is far beyond just how do I look. But it may start there, right? I start my affirmations with I am beautiful, because that was always a struggle for me. And I feel like, let's get that bullshit superficial thing out of the way. Beauty is actually from the inside, right? So when you feel beautiful and when you claim beauty, you look beautiful, right? And when you get, it's like getting that one out of the way. So then I lead up to the really profound ones, right? Which are mine. None of your business. So maybe there's something about like, I am attractive, I am handsome, I am beautiful, I am lovely, I am glowing, whatever it is like you want to say to kind of get that out of the way. And then you can move into like tangible stuff, right? I am wealthy, I am healthy, I have all the money I need, like my bank account is full, my cup runneth over, whatever you need to say for all the elements so that you're going to be on that divine alchemist frequency of attracting your divine counterpart. The 5 of Cups is that lack, but see, this is someone who's usually has spilled cups. This 5 of Cups, they're all in the upright. So this is somebody realizing like, I'm not lacking anything. I am abundant in all areas of life. 2 of Swords, again, this is like someone who's not seeing a decision that needs to be made. And I love this one because it always looks like they're flipping them off. No choices. I don't need choices. I know my choice. I choose my choice. Charlotte. Something about Charlotte. North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist it around your head. Spin it like a helicopter. But Sex in the City. When she's leaving her job for a man, and it's a job that she loves, and Miranda is like kind of judging her about it. So yeah, this could be like a best friend, right? There's a friend. You have a very important friend here. I mean, your person is your best friend, and they are mirroring this stuff back to you so that you will rise to the frequency of accepting this love, receiving this love. But I do feel like there could be some sort of feminine friend around, particularly the feminine, that is helping them with their worth. And that could be the inner feminine, right? When you start healing your own stuff, then it could be like an ancestor. It could be someone on your spirit team. So, or it could be a literal sister. But it is like we are all sisters of a coven, of a divine coven. And it's like you have to heal the coven before you can make a covenant. Covenant is the 2 of Cups with your person. So there's something about healing that so that you can come into this union with a true wand, not a broken wand. So that was a pretty cool reading. I hope that there was something in here for you. And until next time, I wish you well.